Hello and welcome to my Infusion 4 about the failings of crowdfunding. This will be a PowerPoint. And I started with this idea because on Monday today, the presentation about by Group C was pretty much all about the importance of understanding your market and how to best understand your market, and the platforms that I thought of most when I was listening to these presentations were crowdfunding websites like Kickstarter and Patreon and the such, and they sort of are prime examples of how to reach your market. They have direct communication with your customers, the people most interested in what you offer, and they have better platforms for paper testing, so you can show videos directly of your product, your prototypes being in use, and you have eager customers willing to give surveys. They have invested money in your product and they want to give responses in what they feel needs to be improved. So, despite all these good things with reaching your market, these crowdfunding campaigns still often fail. So why do they fail despite these pros that they get from these platforms? Well, firstly, some of them aren't real company, or some of them aren't honest companies, and they just want to take your money and grift. They say they're starting this company, but they're not, right? But other than them, some people are just misguided. They think they can provide a product with the technology currently available, but they can't. A prime example of this would be a water bottle company that was a few years back that wanted to make a water bottle that filled itself when you were like hiking with solar power and a dehumidifier, right? But the problem was the technology isn't able to do that currently. The technology would take current technology would take like a few weeks to fill a water bottle with water from the air, right? And that's just not feasible. No one would buy that product. And the final two are sort of intertwined. The people who have invested in your product are often not representative of the greater market. They are often overinvested, and they often overlook the major failings of your product. They will ignore the infeasibilities of your product, and I mean they'll believe they will actually use their product despite despite not actually willing to. Like, they think they would, but they won't actually. And how might you solve this? Well, the best way to solve it is to keep yourself outside of an echo chamber. Critique, while often being just purely negative, also points out flaws. You can't just ignore critique. You need to address critique. You need to understand where you're failing. And echo chambers, which are often created by these crowdfunding websites, don't allow critique, and they should be avoided. Well, thank you. That's the end of my presentation.